Today's story will awaken your soul, so please watch the story till the end. Today's story is about a woman who was a prostitute. This prostitute gave birth to 7 children, and all 7 of her children were godly and unique. How did the child of that adulterous woman become a saint of Allah? I will present this incident to you today, inshallah. So please watch the video till the end, friends. Before starting the video, please pray a little. Oh Allah, save us from all kinds of sins. All those who want to be saved from sin, write in the comments, Amen. Give a like to this video and subscribe to the channel for those who have not subscribed to the channel. Let's hear the story. Friends, there lived a woman in Israel. That woman was very beautiful. A woman that no one could turn their eyes away from. That woman who would have fallen in love with her. But that woman was a very bad character. That woman abused her beauty, and when approaching men, that woman was indulging in haram acts. The woman was so indulging in haram acts that she was too fat to commit adultery with men. Starting to take Ank's money, the woman indulged in fornication with almost everyone in her town. Because of him, that woman became too rich to take money for nothing, because she used to collect huge sums of money from everyone. That woman built a big palace for her. She made a golden bed in her room to stay in that palace. And because of this, he started taking more money from the people. There lived a young man in the slum next to this woman. That young man was a very God-fearing young man. That young man kept away from all sinful deeds, and he was the only great God, Rabbul Alamin, was worshipping. Friends, did not like this video, please like the video now and subscribe to the channel. Then one day that young man was passing through the slum road for work. The harlot woman opened the door of her palace and sat there, in the direction in which the noble youth was going. The lady's palace was on the side, and she was sitting outside. When the noble youth reached her palace, his eyes danced and went towards her, fell. When the young man looked at the woman, he lowered his eyes. The young man tried to control himself. It was a test for him, how to control himself. Then he went back to his house. But the beauty of that woman was such that the young man could not forget her even after he came home. For the virtuous young man could never forget the harlot. The beauty of the harlot was always in his head. Wandering about, the woman was a very beautiful woman. One who looked at her must go to her at least once, for her beauty was so great that anyone would fall in love with her. And this happened to the virtuous young man and did not want to. Deceived by the devil, his eyes fell on the woman, and the devil continued to deceive him. The virtuous young man punished himself in various ways to control his soul so that he would not remember that beautiful adulterous woman. So the virtuous young man punished himself with many punishments. Day, without eating, stood in front of the fire and let his body feel the heat of the fire. But the words of the beautiful woman never left his mind. This young man was so devoted that in order to control himself, he would not eat and remember the fire of hell, with fire on his body to show that the fire of hell is more terrible than this woman. But the devil was deceiving him. He could not forget that woman at all. Then the virtuous young man used to worship Nafil, but even then he remembered the beautiful woman in prayer. The young man fasted a lot so that he could forget about that beautiful woman. No matter what the young man did, Satan also made him forget about that beautiful woman. Deceived, and luck didn't help. One day Satan gave the young man a very good advice, and that the young man thought that when I can't get out of this thought, I will meet that woman once and commit fornication. And the young man did as the devil advised him. Then the virtuous young man went to the woman and fornicated. Asked how much money to pay for it, the young man said how much he would take. The beautiful prostitute told him the amount of money. The virtuous young man heard about the money, came home, collected the money he had collected, and sold some goods. The young man got the money. With that money he went to the woman of the prostitute, then brought the amount of money to that woman, went very close to the woman. The beautiful prostitute took the young man on her golden bed and started touching him. Then the virtuous youth trembled with restlessness and began to think that for so many years I had prayed, fasted, zikr, and performed nafil, but still had to go to hell for this small deed, and thought that my Lord is watching me. When this thought came to the head of the virtuous young man, fearing Allah Almighty entered his mind. The virtuous young man said to this woman, let me go, I will not do such a thing." "Lest my lord be displeased with me, you keep the money I gave you, yet let me go," said the beautiful harlot. "Then go away from here." But then the harlot thought, "The young man did not. I was so scared, but others are not so afraid even after committing fornication." The woman spent her time thinking about the virtuous young man, the work of that virtuous young man. The woman of the prostitute liked it very much. The prostitute woman said that why the young man came to me and went away. All of them are mine. Approaching and performing Gina, the woman thought a lot about the young man and went to her slum at night to find out about the young man, finding out his home address from people. That prostitute went to his house, knocked on the door of his house. Then the young man's younger brother came out of the house and said, "Say something. Has there been any problem?" Then this prostitute said, "Where is that young man?" The younger brother of that young man said, "I don't know what crime my brother has committed. He passed away yesterday." The woman was very surprised. She started thinking that the young man did not commit any crime, but he feared Allah so much that he died. Then the woman thought, how bad things I do every day. What will happen to me if I commit adultery? Thinking of this, tears came to the woman's eyes, and he repented. Then he told his brother all the events, which his older brother did. Then the woman said to her younger brother, "Will you marry me?" Then the younger brother of that virtuous young man thought, when this woman repented to Allah Almighty with a pure heart, then Allah Almighty will surely forgive her. Then the young man married her, and she gave him all her wealth and money. He gave her everything, sold, distributed the money among the poor. Thus a prostitute became a good woman, and she became so good that she never looked at a man again.
Dear friends, another surprising grave story why a girl was buried with a TV with her while being buried. Let's know the incident. The incident is a bit like that all the people in a house watch too much TV. They always watch TV when they could catch up. All the people in the house were so much interested in watching TV that sometimes they forgot they were doing any work. Once a girl in that house was reciting Quran, but that girl also watched TV a lot. The girl was just sitting to read the Quran when the younger sister of the girl came and said to her elder sister that there was a nice program on STV. The elder sister got up with spots in the Quran to watch the TV, and then he goes in front of the TV and starts watching programs on TV. The girl watched the TV attentively. When the program was over, she went towards the Quran without performing ablution, intending to recite the Quran. When the girl reached the Quran, she saw that a big lizard came and sat. I don't know why the lizard was looking very scary, and the lizard was looking at the girl in a very scary way. Then the lizard, without seeing the girl, suddenly jumped on the girl and hit her on the head. The girl began to scream and cry out of fear. All the people of the house gathered there and asked what had happened to cause so much shouting. They saw a big lizard holding the girl's forehead. Seeing this situation, they were very scared and could not do anything due to fear. They all tried to remove the tick from her head, but the lizards came out from all around and grabbed the girl. The girl was screaming and crying even louder, calling everyone in the house for help. Everyone in the house was trying to get rid of the ticks from her body, but no one could. The girl died writhing at one point, but the lizards didn't let go of the girl. The whole house panicked, and the lizards got stuck in the girl's body very badly. It was very difficult to bathe the girl because the lizards didn't leave the girl's body at all. The people of that house thought that since their daughter had died, she must be bathed and buried. An old man pointed out that the girl was being punished for insulting the Quran by watching TV. The old man suggested putting the TV in front of the girl and begging for forgiveness. After watching TV, the lizards ran away. The girl was bathed and shrouded, but the lizards came again and caught the girl. As the old man said, they placed the TV in front of the girl's body and the lizards ran away again. Friends, here is a strange incident. The lizards ran away watching the TV out of fear of Allah. But today we have the condition of Muslim brothers and sisters has become such that they give more importance to the TV than the Quran. If the sound of the adhan can be heard along with the sound of the current TV, may Allah Almighty forgive us all. Then the TV was taken to the cemetery along with the girl. That girl was lowered into the grave, and when it was time to bury her, the lizards came again and attached themselves to the girl's body. All the people were very surprised by this incident. Finding no other way, they finally buried the girl with the TV. Another heartbreaking incident. Well, let's hear the incident. Once there was a person living in a village. That person was a Muslim, but he did not recite any prayer. Every day he went to his office and did his work and came back to that person's house. He had a wife and 2 children. The man lived a good life with a small family. The man's wife was a virtuous woman, and he recited the dhikr of Allah Almighty as he prayed 5 times. The man's wife, she often asked her husband to pray, to worship Allah Almighty, but her husband did not pay any attention to what his wife said. He always tried to avoid what her wife said. Once Friday came, and that day the wife said that today on Friday you should take a bath and go to pray. The man took a bath as his wife said, and after taking bath he sat in the house. Seeing her husband sitting at home, the wife said, "Why are you sitting and going to pray?" The man started saying, "Today I feel very tired. I will go to pray next Friday." His wife told him a lot of things, but he evaded as he did. The man's wife always prayed in prayer that her husband may be blessed by Allah Almighty, show the right path, and give the permission to perform the 5 daily prayers. On Friday night, when the man and his wife went to sleep, the man had a dream in which a grave was seen, and in that grave some people are standing in front of the grave. He was startled when he stepped forward in the dream and looked into the grave, because in that grave was no one but himself lying clothed. He became very frightened in his dream after seeing this scene and began to feel much surprise and amazement at seeing himself in the grave. But he also saw that the person in the grave, his body is slowly falling into the ground, and as they were rolling the body, the eyes of his body opened, and after opening his eyes, the body screamed and rolled into the ground and fell into the fire. Woke up from, and his condition became very bad, and his wife woke him up, and his wife said to him, "What has happened to you?" The man hurriedly went to perform ablution without saying anything, and because it was late at that time, he went to tahajjud. He starts praying. After finishing the prayer, he starts praying, "Allah, forgive me, I don't know how many sins I have committed. I have not worshipped you well, please forgive me, and you have more. Grant me the grace to pray, forgive me, O Lord." Friends, from then on, that person prayed 5 times and began to worship Allah Almighty more and more. Amin gives blessings to everyone to read Quran and practice it and pray prayers. So friends, this is our today's video. If you like the video, then please like, comment and subscribe.